Hello, right. I just found a product on Amazon that I've never seen before. So I wanted to make a quick video to show you. And one of you guys watching this, you can just take this, right? This is my gift to you. You can take it. You can launch this product yourself if you want. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name's Tom. If you don't know who I am, we are part of Honest FBA. So we have our own ecom brand, which we are scaling on Amazon, Shopify, and now TikTok Shop. We are 7 figures and scaling fast. We also have a community called Honest FBA, which is full of hundreds of Amazon FBA sellers. I'm going to show you very quickly now. This is the Discord community inside of Honest FBA. We have our results channel here where people post their wins. Sean here, he just hit 10K for the first time for his month. So his first month on Amazon, he hit $10,000. You can see everyone giving us reactions here. You can also see down here, here's ourselves. We've got to show, we know what we're doing here. We had a $6,000 day the other day. So we thought we'd just throw that up to keep people motivated. And down here as well, we have Han. Han just launched the other day. He's on 257 units already. And if I look here, they're on course to do $10,000 in 2 weeks. His first 2 weeks selling, which is absolutely amazing. So look, if you're interested in this FBA, there's a link down below. Anyway, back to the idea that I found. So how did I find it? I was on Keeper, which if you see some other videos on this channel, it's a tool that we've been using recently. And I'm going to show you the filters that I was looking at. So let me just hit this. So what I filled in was sales rank 5,000 to 20,000. So that means the lower the BSR, like the lower the sales rank, the better, the more they're going to be selling. So 5,000 still sounds like a high number. It isn't. That's still nice and low in a big category. Up to 20,000, which again, like there's so many products on Amazon. You can be 20,000 in your category and still be making a really, really healthy income. We then scroll down to the category. So we always talk about, well, quite often on this channel, we speak about the pet niche because we are in the pet niche, really like that space. We also talk about human supplements a lot. So I want to go a bit left field. I put patio, lawn, and garden, see what came up. I then went down a bit further and I hit, where is it here? Right. So variations. So show only one variation per product. We don't want to see loads of different variations. It can be a bit annoying to launch that many products at once. So there's one variation. I then went down to image count. Now, what I put in here is 1 to 5. Now, for those of you that are used to shopping on Amazon, you'll be familiar with the fact that there are usually 7 images that you have on a product. Actually, I'll show you a listing. So if you go on to, let's look at these guys, for example, you can see they have the slots available. These guys actually haven't taken them up. This is a bad example. They've only taken up 5, but there are 7 slots here, right? So by putting in 1 to 5 here, maximum 5, what that is showing me straight away are people that actually aren't necessarily very good at Amazon, right? Because they are not utilizing the full range of images that they could have. So that is a little hack that you can do to filter through and show you people that maybe aren't too savvy to the Amazon platform. If we go down a bit further, I then hit, I think I went right to the bottom. Yeah, I hit subscribe and save. So I then hit yes, and that showed me the products that are available. If I hit this, so subscribe and save. The reason we're hitting that is because we just want to see products that are on subscription. Sounds pretty obvious. It's exactly what it sounds like. So these are consumable products that can get used again and again and again. We really like those because that's a super long potential LTV. So lifetime value can be massive on the customer. So you can acquire them once. They're going to keep buying from you again and again and again and again. And that is hyper valuable. Okay, and that brought up these results. Now, I had a quick sift through this, and as you can see, there's 100 results per page on here. So we're seeing tomato, plant food. We're seeing weed killers, which I wouldn't really want to go into rather. I went down that there's more seeds down here. Miracle Grow. I went on to page 2. So look, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you've got to put the graft in, right? There's 100 results there. I'm going to go to the second 100 results to see what comes up. And this is where I spotted something that I thought was quite interesting. So as I said, look, everything here is like very much garden related, of course, because I put patio, lawn, and garden. But what stood out, which was near the bottom, was this. Deer Out 40 ounce ready to use deer repellent. Now, look, I live in a city. I don't see many deers, to be honest, but that bottle is absolutely horrendous. Comic Sans, man. Comic Sans needs to die a slow death. But look, This is interesting to me. I thought, right, that's going to be a niche, right? Is there room to grow in there? And look, I know I said I was going to do something away from pets. They're not really pets, are they? I guess some people think they're pests. That's why they're deer repellent. But this caught my attention. So then what I did was, look, I used that as a starting point on Keeper. I then came on here and I typed in the word deer. And what that does is that brings up Helium 10's extension, right? So Helium 10, awesome tool. We have a discount to it down below. You can hit the link. You can see here, look, some things came up. So there's deer run walking pad. It's going to give you these suggestions, by the way. So these suggestions are, this is what people are searching for when they're typing in the word deer. Here are common suggestions by Amazon. There's keywords that are searched after it. There's keywords that are searched before it. And there's a smart complete as well, right? So deer run walking pad, that's going to be, it looks like a treadmill for under your desk. So not looking to get into that. Deer antlers for dogs, deer whistles for vehicles. Then I can see that there's deer feed, which is kind of around the area that I'm looking at. There's deer repellent as well. What caught my eye though was over here, which is hidden away, and it's actually on a slight downward trend, like 20% downward trend. That's fine. Was salt lick deer. So I hit this. Now, a salt lick. Some of you guys would have seen this. Some of you guys wouldn't. A salt lick is a block of salt, right? That's literally like Himalayan salt. It's very, very simple as a product. And you might have seen like these are good for horses, which I knew. What I didn't know was that they're also good for deers, right? And as you can see on this page, first look is, man, these are some pretty bog standard looking listings. I mean, look at this. It's all super, super similar. Now, I hit X-ray on this. So again, another tool from Helium 10. So what I want to look at when I'm on this page, I'm going to say, okay, what revenue are these listings doing, right? How is it spread around the top sellers? Is somebody dominating it by a mile? Are people making real money? And look, the volume here, not massive, but that's fine, right? As long as there's enough cumulative volume, and I'm going to show you in a second how we're going to check that, then you don't need to have like a 50,000 search volume keyword. You can have something like 1600 as one of the keywords. There's going to be other keywords as well. If we look at this as well, we can see this keyword, the history of it. So a little bit seasonal, you could say. So like definitely a bit seasonal. We see this peaks and troughs. It means at certain times of year it's going to be popular. But overall, in the last 5-6 years, it has trended upwards, right? From its base or from its peak. The peak generally keeps growing. Got really big during COVID, it looks like, which kind of what a lot of stuff in on Amazon and ecom did in general, but trending, in a decent manner. Okay. So what I'm going to do with these results is I'm going to filter. I'm going to hide the sponsored product results. So all the ads that are on there, which is a fair few. And then I'm going to see who's organically doing well, right? On these keywords, on this keyword in particular. So we can see these guys are doing 50K a month selling these salt licks, which is pretty wild. These guys are doing 11K. These guys are doing 23K. If I hit this button, I can actually see it filters it right from where I have from highest to lowest. So we can see here 50K, 38K, 23K. It's 14K here as well. We've got 13K, 11K. So look, some people are making pretty decent sales on this, and the price points vary. There's a couple of different of sizes in here that you can see. Now, what caught my eye the most here was this is $50, right? So $50, they're driving 15K of revenue. And if we look at their sales history, so since launch, which 2023, over time, they're increasing pretty nicely. It started off really slow, but picked up, and at the moment driving 12 units a day. But when you're selling a $50 price point product, that can really start adding up. And as you can see, 15K a month is definitely nothing to kind of scoff at. If we look at this listing, pretty basic. I think you can agree. We can see they've got 6 images. They haven't got a video, so they're not taking advantage of that. And this is they're aiming it for horses and deers. But you can see here that super simple. I mean, look, they're doing okay with this. A lot's left to be desired, in my opinion. You can definitely improve this a lot. But you can see this actually still fits even though this didn't come up on Keeper, this is still a subscription-based product, right? People can subscribe to this, and it looks like if we hit this button over here, you can save yourself a whopping $2.50, and you can get it every 3 months, right? So what that means is when people take advantage of that discount, they are going to press, yep, set up. I want to set up this subscription. Every 3 months, they are going to get this product through. So essentially, you're going to be spending almost $200 per year with you if they subscribe to you, if they like your product. So what would be the next step, right? For me, this is like interesting opportunity. Okay, this is a very basic product. This is the pack of 6. So I would probably want to check like what's the most popular sizing, but I would want to check what are the economics looking like. Now, to quickly check economics of a product, again, hit Helium 10. So they have a whole suite of tools here. You can then hit the profitability calculator, right? We're going to hit this. This is going to pull up a load of information from Amazon's backend, basically. So Helium 10, they're plugged into Amazon. They can get this data really quickly off the page. So we can see here, what size are we looking at here? This is actually a large, bulky. So it's essentially like an oversized product, which we would want to bear in mind. Perhaps we're better off starting with a smaller size, perhaps like a single or a larger block. But we can play around with these parameters and we can make sure we are fitting in the size tier that we want to be in, because when you get to large and bulky, it can get a bit more expensive, but of course there's still opportunity there. You can still make the margin work. We can then see they've got a unit manufacturing cost. This is a guess from Helium 10. So this is, I'm not exactly sure how they come up with this, I'll be honest, but they do get it fairly accurate sometimes. I'm going to check in a second on Alibaba what that kind of price we're looking at for this. They've got the freight cost included with the FBA fee, which you can see it's $17 or almost $18 purely for the fulfillment cost for this product, which is pretty high, right? As a percentage of the revenue, that's a fairly high cost. So we want to bear that in mind. We then need to see what the referral fee is, right? So this has got it selected as $7.50, which should be about 15%. Okay, that's correct. So it's 15% referral fee. So this has given us a high level view of the numbers, right? And we're seeing here that between Q1 to Q3, we're looking at a $10 margin, they think, $10 margin, which is 20% with an ROI of 70%. You can see in October to December, it is slightly lower. That is because the storage fees at Amazon, they increase in Q4. So always bear that in mind. So your margin is going to take a little bit of a hit in those periods. All right, so I want to get a real idea of the pricing of this. There's a high level idea to see if it's worth moving to the next stage. I can jump on Alibaba and I can search Himalayan salt block. Now, this product isn't from China, obviously. It's from the Himalayas. So Pakistan/India are going to be the main suppliers of the source of this product. And you can see here, it's cheap, right? At 50 cents per kilogram. That's 4-cent blocks there, 130. So look, high level, very quick view. Look, $2 there for a salt lick for a cow. Looking okay, right? I can go a bit deeper on this video. I won't. You want to get drill down exactly on the weight. If you want to sell a 6-pack or a 2-pack or a 3-pack, work out what the most popular is and go for that is my best advice. But you can see here on a high level, the math looks pretty good, and I can then input that into the Helium 10 calculator to give me a more accurate reading. Now, if we look at here on the left-hand side here, like we can have supplier, country, or region. Now, shouldn't really be coming from China, to be honest. It should be coming from, let's say, Pakistan. So we can hit that. There's one main supplier there from Pakistan. Now, this is one option, right? To source from overseas, import it to the US or import it to the UK, wherever you want to sell this on Amazon or on Shopify as well, potentially, right? But with a product like this is a salt lick, right? So it hasn't got to be Himalayan salt. You can also source salt in your country, right? So in the US, there are also salt providers. So if we go on to Google itself, we can go salt blocks USA supplier, and we can see there are, where is it here? I saw it earlier. Look, in Utah, like so salt source from Utah is an option. There'll be a bunch of them on here. Where we can also look as well is the US version of Alibaba to a degree, so ThomasNet. So if you go on here, you can search through a bunch of suppliers. You can find their phone number. You can give them a call and tell them exactly what you're looking to do. So like I said, they haven't got to have it hasn't got to be Himalayan salt. It can be regular salt as well. Even if you source it in the US, you can really make a song and dance about that as well, right? On your listings, because people are super patriotic, and perhaps people who love deers, perhaps they love the US deers. They want to support companies that are sourcing from within the US. Now, back to the product itself. I mentioned earlier about the keywords, right? So I want to see is there other keywords other than the main one that was 1600 volume, which perhaps isn't the main keyword? What else is driving sales? So if we hit that keywords button, this is going to put up another tool by Helium 10 called Cerebro. So Cerebro pulls in every single keyword that this product ranks for. You can see it's fetching the data now. So I'll let this load up and we'll have a look at how it's getting its sales essentially. So this has 441 keywords that it is ranking for. So 352 organic, 185 on PPC. So let's have a look at what they rank 1 to 10 for. I'm going to filter this for organic and I'm just going to hit apply. Right, there's loads of other filters you can do here. Definitely have a play around with this, but just for now, I'm going to look at just the pure top 10 keywords for this brand. I'm then going to filter it by search volume. Okay, so these guys rank 7th for salt blocks. So the biggest keyword in this niche itself is salt blocks. We can see here, have a quick look at the history of it. That's took an absolute boom just before Christmas. So that is telling me people are buying these as a treat, as a Christmas present for their horse or for their deers, which is very nice. We look at all time, we can see here it's really, really booms back in 2019 in December for some reason, but a bit of a dip off here from where it was a few years ago, but fairly consistent. And then you get the peaks in the year as well. So Salt Lick for horses, horse Salt Lick. We've got more horse content there. We've got Himalayan pink salt block. We've got horse salt for horses. So look, horses is the main driver for this product, which is fine, right? Look, I found it for deers to begin with, and they've obviously got deers in their title, so it's something that they are focusing on. But that's fine. You can start in one place. I mean, look, I started looking at garden products, and I've ended up finding a deer, a pest control product, over to salt for deers, over to salt for horses, and like, is there an opportunity in salt for horses, right? And salt blocks. So we can see here like there's a decent amount of volume here. Nothing crazy, but again, as I said earlier, that's fine, right? You haven't got to be in these huge keyword battles. You can fly under the radar in some much smaller spaces on Amazon, and you can do really well with like suggested bid here, like pretty cheap PPC. You have a good chance of coming in here and ranking quickly. And I think if you can drill down in the DS space, let me have a look actually while I'm on here. Let's get rid of this and get rid of that. And let's see what the biggest deer word is. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add it to phrases containing. I'm going to hit apply and see what comes up. So what do we have here? So deer feeder is 20,000. 1,600 on Salt Lick. We've got deer attractant 1,300, deer salt lick block 1,800, deer block salt block. So look, there's a mineral block, deer minerals. So look, there was that particular ASIN was doing well off the horses, but there's plenty of opportunity here with the deer keywords as well. So we can stick with this deer idea, and we could be a brand for people who love their deers. Now, let's say that's all ticking the box, right? Let's say the economics are looking good at a high level. Let's say we got the demand. We've checked that box off as well. Now, what we want to see is how can we drive traffic these days onto Amazon? And the reason I'm saying that is within Honest FBA that I mentioned earlier, what we're teaching all the students now is you can still launch on Amazon. That's great. But what you want is this kind of flywheel effect. And we call it the halo flywheel effect. What we mean by this is you can make content off of Amazon. So you can find creators or you can make content yourself. You can get that posted on channels like TikTok. You can then use that content to run ads on Meta. And then through running those ads, you can get orders. You can direct those orders to go through the Shopify store. So you can set up your own Shopify store and get sales there. Or people can go over to Amazon and they can shop on Amazon. And what you're going to see is this halo effect of content that pops off organically and ads that do really well. You're going to see a spillover onto Amazon of direct search for your brand and for your product, and you get a bunch more sales. You can charge more, you can make more margin. You've got to rely less on PPC on Amazon. It's a really nice kind of flywheel effect. That's how we call it, the halo flywheel. It's a really nice effect where like you kind of win in multiple areas. All right, so now I want to check TikTok to see if any content, I mean, I'll be kind of shocked if it does, but does any content exist for deer salt lick blocks? So lick blocks. Let me see what I want to look at has anyone cracked this yet? And I'm gonna hazard a guess that it's probably no, but just in case, has anyone cracked it and any inspiration that we can take for content that we want to produce? So that's got 4,500 views, which isn't terrible. It's quite cute. These are pretty small. This guy, this is interesting. What's caught my eye? So I don't know if you could hear that. What he said is what they want is two big salty balls, and then he said what he means by that is the salt lick balls. So here's a homesteader bit of content there. So look, there's content that can be made. Look, animals are cute, right? Wow, it's got 1.2 million views. Wow, you can make content about anything, honestly. Like I like to check this to see what can be done. If I'm not seeing content that already exists, that is fine to me. Like as long as you learn how to make content properly, which is what we're teaching people inside Honest FBA, then you'll be fine. You can still make great content. Obviously, that you can helps if you have access to deers. You want to get them in shot, but honestly, there's creative ways to get around that as well. So I'd have a look at this. Right, so next I will go over to Meta, and on here I'm going to search for the same thing, right? Same as I did on TikTok to see if any companies are running any ads over here. Now, search, let's hit that. We're going to hit Salt Lake. I did come and search this when I got excited earlier, and lo and behold, I wasn't surprised. There is not much, not much in the way of content being ran on Meta for a niche like this. But again, that is okay, right? We can still come in, and if we get a winning bit of creative that's popping off organically on TikTok or on Instagram, we can still use that, and we can still plan some great ads to run. So, and look, this is me kind of going through the thought process. I wanted to record this video to show you like what was my reaction when I saw a potential opportunity. How am I going to check these things off, right? So how am I going to check the price point work? So is there a good LTV, or is the price point solid? Does the economics shake out? Can I source it for a good rate to make those economics work? Is there enough demand? Can I make content about this? Can I run? Is there already existing content that exists on TikTok or on Meta? So these are the things that I'm just checking off very quickly in a couple of minutes to see at a high level. Should I look at this product in any more depth? Now, the last point that I'll do is I would also go over to let's say for argument's sake that in the US, um, that product was had huge demand. Perhaps there's a couple of players that are big, and you think, okay, I can't really afford to compete in that with my budget. So I can have a quick look on UK Amazon to see is there any demand for a product like this, and we see can we enter the market there? Could it be a bit of an easier swing and a lower investment to kick off our business? So let's see what comes up in the UK. So we've got that is super cheap, $5.99, $26 there, £26 rather for a 4-pack. Okay, we've got $12.99. So not too many options, but I'm going to assume this niche perhaps is going to be pretty small in the UK. Let's just hit X-ray to find out. Right, so we can see here the revenues, £2,000, £1,000. That is not related. 210 a grand. I got a bit excited then. Okay, so they're just doing 1,500 quid. So nothing big. Yeah, look, this is probably I would probably avoid this in the UK on the face of it. It looks a little bit too small of a niche, but I would look at other tangential niches to see if anything else works out. But look, on a surface level, always worth checking other markets. Go over to the UK. You can even look at if you're based in North America. Look at Canada. Canada can have some really good like under the radar market, so you can earn a really nice living off that as well. And obviously, like, the US is the big boy, but there are all the other Amazon platforms as well that you can go to. If you are based potentially in those countries, you can sell on them. But honestly, if you are based in wherever in the world, you can sell on Amazon.com. We're based in Spain. We sell on Amazon.com. Absolutely no problem at all. That is the biggest market. But look at what suits you best for your budget. Right, so that was a quick walkthrough of the thought process, right? When I see an opportunity, how I think about it, how I check all these different areas of the demand and the economics, if I can make content for it, if I can set it in another territory, all the things that I go through very quickly. Now, look, this opportunity, some of you guys might think, okay, I actually can make this work. I have an angle. I'd like to go deeper on this. Be my guest. Comment down below if you do. Other of you watching might think, okay, I'm never going to sell that. That's too difficult. That's cool, right? Just go through the process. Get on Keeper. Get on Helium 10, get on Amazon, just get your reps in, looking at opportunities, because I know we can make this work, right? For sure, when you get the reps in, you get enough experience in this game, we can make this work. We can make a profit on this product. We can make a good brand around this. And that is what we're teaching people inside of the community. Is you can there's way more opportunities than you think in e-commerce. And some people that are start getting a bit of analysis paralysis, you feel like there isn't the opportunities in the spaces, but there are these tiny niches that exist online where you can really carve out a nice little business for yourself. And look, like I said earlier, look, 15K a month for this product, that is a decent amount of money over the year. It can probably replace your 9 to 5 income, and you can make a living selling Himalayan salt blocks for deers and other products. So look, if you are interested in learning how to do product research, how to brand, how to build brands properly, how to source products, how to negotiate with suppliers, how to make content, all that good stuff, there's a link to Honest FBA down below. And if you want to see more free content on our YouTube channel, watch this video.